And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's live stream, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Well, I'll just let a few of you guys jump on into the live stream, but as you can read there, Rangers have published, I'd put in quote unquote, record-breaking annual report and accounts. Again, is it a record breaking in terms of our total operating balance? No, but Rangers have emphasised, and we're going to go through some of the key highlights throughout this, that there has been records made and records broken with regards to a few segments with regards to the accounts and all that kind of stuff. So we'll go through that. We'll go through what the chairman has said. I've just listened to a video from, I think, what's his name? Just listening to him. The Chief Financial Officer, James Taylor. And he's been speaking about the situation very positively. But now that you guys are tuning in, do get involved into the live chat. We can talk about Aberdeen and all that sort of stuff as well. But let's go through why you're all here, and that's that the accounts have been published. This was literally published not too long ago. But in basically key highlights, Rangers have emphasised that there has been record core revenue made, that being 88.3 million, record total income of 94.2 million pounds. So Rangers have said that they broke a record for their core revenue of 88.3 million pounds and a record total income of 94.2 million pounds. Rangers have also stated that there's been a record commercial revenue of 67 million pounds. Double-digit growth is being dubbed as. So yeah, record commercial revenue there from a Rangers perspective as well. And then of course there has been cost increases managed to just 1%. They've also stated, of course, what everybody knows about the player trading model. We'll dig into that a little bit later on because James Taylor went through about it in depth. But he basically, the pre-player trading loss is reduced to £2 million, down from £10.5 million in the 2022-2023. And they've also emphasised that the club are free of any litigation claims for the first time in over a decade following settlement. So again, as I said, guys, I'll go through everything a bit more, but I'm just going to wait for the accountants from Celtic Football Club to just run through everything and give us a little roundup to make sure everything's correct. As I said, it's only just been published by Rangers, so we've got to let the other side of the city go through the accounts first. That's the only right way of doing it. So until they get back to me on the accounts and stuff like that and the numbers and stuff like that, I'll just go through what John Gilligan has said, the interim chairman, with regards to the accounts in total. So John has came out and said that undoubtedly, it has been a challenging period for the football club, with a significant change occurring both on and off the park throughout both the season 2023-2024 and over the summer months. As a part of these changes, John Bennett stepped away from his role as chairman in order to focus on his health. John remains a supportive shareholder and investor in the club, and I'd like to place my record and thanks for his leadership both as chairman and as a director over the past 9 years. We look forward to welcoming him back to Ibrox. So that's potentially something to read into there about John Bennett. We can discuss that in a moment as well. In addition, we have had a number of changes in senior leadership positions, with the CEO James Bisgrove departing to join Al Costilla in the Saudi Pro League, and Craig Robertson recently departing as our Director of Football Operations. He also went on to say we wish both of those luck with their efforts with the football club. He continued, whilst we continue our search for an outstanding candidate for the CEO position, we retain a strong executive team with the football club, led by our Chief Financial Officer James Taylor, Chief Commercial Officer Kareem Virani, and our Director of Football Recruitment Niels Coop, and all three were recruited in the period under review. And as you can see from our underlying performance, there have been significant steps made in such a short period of time in delivering against our strategic objectives. The challenges encountered with the redevelopment of the Coupland Road stand have been well documented as a board. Once we again want to apologise to our supporters Delays in returning home. The supporter received at Hampden was outstanding and epitomises the link that our great club has with our supporters. I'd also like to once again place on record my thanks to the SFA, SPL and UEFA for their understanding and support through this period. With the stand now complete, we are extremely proud of the work undertaken to upgrade and improve the facilities and our disabled supporters. They are truly now some of the best facilities in Europe, and evidence of the board's commitment to continue to modernise and improve Ibrox and a wider campus. So there you go. That's what John Gilligan said, and I'm slightly surprised because there's no one from the other side of the city that's came in to correct me on the account, so it must be correct. So we'll move on with that, ladies and gentlemen. But basically, as stated, the key highlights include we've got an operating loss of £17 million, so no record made there. We've still been teeking around of just being slightly positive, being slightly negative as a football club, and especially after the last 2 years, we've always been operating at a loss, which is not something that you really want to do, but you know, we've been mismanaged from top to bottom for a very long time now, so not surprised. I think that was the only time we posted an operating profit was like £8 million plus, and that was when we sold Calvin Bassey that summer in the Europa League final that we got to. So we do have an operating loss of £17 million, which, yeah, again, is not great. Of course, James Taylor, the chief financial officer, came out in an interview, spoke about the accounts more positively, obviously touched upon the record core revenue, the record total income, the record commercial revenue of £67 million, and was very, pushing that and saying that it's very, very good for the football club. And I suppose I can echo that. That is good to see growth in those areas. But the thing that's stopping us, of course, from going into the positives is, of course, not qualifying for the Champions League 2 years on the bounce. That's obviously making a huge dent in our income, massively so. Losing to Dynamo Kiev, losing to PSV the year before. We're still a long way away of being a regular Champions League club, and that comes with us performing well in the league. So European revenue is making us affect that, because if we got Champions League football last season, then we would have had an operating profit. Probably that £17 million would have been overtaken. We would have had probably £10 million plus in terms of an operating profit. He also emphasised, of course, our tragic pre-player trading, our player trading model. Of course, we're probably one of the worst in terms of business at this moment in time, in terms of overpaying for players, overpaying for wages, and not being able to sell our assets when they're at the highest level. We fumbled the bag so many times, whether it comes to Alfredo Morelos, Ryan Kent, Joe Aribo at the time, Glenn Kamara. There's been so many players that we should have sold at their peak, but we've been pretty tragic with our player trading, whether that be buying, sometimes overpaying, like the facts of Sam Lammers, overpaying for him, Cyril Dessers, overpaying for him, loads of other players that we've kind of overpaid for over the years, Ben Davies, and then not seeing a return of our investment when we sell players. So that's something that James Taylor, of course, emphasised that he wants to try and get right going forward, and said that's a big part of the remit for Rangers going forward with with the generating income. So we spoke about UEFA and spoke about the player trading as a needs must of what we need to improve going forward. So that's kind of that. He also stated that the club are free of claims for the first time in over a decade following settlements. So the first time we've not been in court, which is quite good, because we were losing quite a lot of money through the courts. And of course we did have some spendings on our stadium, but that's kind of it, ladies and gentlemen. As stated, the actual document of the accounts, if you actually want to go and read it, it's on Rangers' website. It's like 32 pages long, but that's kind of a summary, and that's kind of what we're doing here at RFC News, is to kind of go through it in a summary. But as stated, if you want to go through there and then speak to your friends or whatever, people on the other side of the city, I'm sure they'll help you out with the accounts and stuff like that. Everyone's an accountant over that side of the river. But guys, not going to keep you too long. Time's precious. I know all that good stuff. But do let me know your thoughts and everything down there in the comment section below. And yeah. Happy with the accounts? Are you surprised that was only a loss of £17 million? I thought it was going to be a bit more, to be fair. And yeah, do you see any positives on our accounts? As stated, let me know in the comments. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and we'll be back to talk about Rangers as they take on Aberdeen tomorrow. We'll probably do a preview tomorrow before the game, guys. But